You're listening to the Hustled Up Podcast. We're Holly and Laura, besties since birth, cleaning business owners, multi-passionate doers, and founders of the Hustle Haven, a modern business education and networking collective built for fellow entrepreneurs who crave growth, support, and real connection. Now, we're your go-to girlies for the real side of entrepreneurship. We're covering wins, fails, and the messy middle. So come on in and let's talk branding, booking, burnout, and everything in between. If you're in serious need of tips, tea, total transformation, and that let's freaking go energy, you're in the right place. Grab your earbuds, turn up the volume, and let's hustle up.
Hello, friends and listeners. Welcome back to this week's episode of the Hustled Up Podcast. We are your hosts. My name is Laura.
And I'm Holly.
And we are so excited for today's episode because we really felt like we just needed a good ass non-tactical mindset episode. Although, as always, we are going to share some tactical, tangible tips with you for this episode. But we really wanted to dive into self-care. Because I feel like when a lot of people talk about self-care, they're thinking of bubble baths and walks on the beach, or I don't know, what are like the typical, like going for a pedicure,
Skincare. It's always skincare.
Yeah, like skincare, but maybe that doesn't resonate with you. Maybe that's not what self-care looks like to you. But we also wanted to talk a little bit about why self-care is so important, because I feel like it's just one of those buzzwords like self-care. Ooh, it's a buzzword, but it's important. It's not just a buzzword. Why is self-care so important? And I feel like it's so important specifically for us busy bee entrepreneurs, because oftentimes as an entrepreneur, I like to think of it as like, we run ourselves so ragged that I feel like I'm a car with no gas in it. Like I don't ever refill my gas. So when I am practicing what my version of self-care looks like, I'm filling up my gas tank. I'm fueling myself. I'm not escaping my stress or the business or my troubles. I'm not escaping, but I'm stabilizing. I'm feeling more grounded. I'm feeling fueled and ready to show up as a better person, a better leader, a better employer, and all of these things. So self-care is just so important. So we're going to talk a little bit about specifically what we do for self-care, because I can tell you it's very different than what I think a lot of people on the internet specifically advertise as self-care. So we're going to get right into that. Be right back.
Hey business owners, are you looking for a better way to communicate with your employees? Whether you've just grown tired of your boring, unresponsive email threads, or you're sick of paying tons of money for something like Slack or Connect Team, Discord is your answer, and I'm going to teach you all about it. In the Hustle Haven's brand new course, Discord 101, I am going to walk you through step by step on how to create a Discord server for your business. This detailed course features over 90 minutes of video content, as well as a bunch of PDF downloads to get your server ready to absolutely slay your employee communications. Get ready to level up your company culture with this free platform. Don't wait any longer. Discord 101 is the course for you.
Okay, we're back, and I wanted to jump in really quick because when I used to go to therapy, I haven't gone in a while, but when I used to go, the first thing my therapist would always say is, "What self-care did you do this week?" And I remember when he first started asking, I was like, I don't have time to like take bubble baths, and like I don't even know if that really like it's fun and like whatever, but it's not like what I consider to be self-care for myself. It's not something that energizes me or fuels me. And so then I started to like explore it, like what does it mean for me? And the other thing that is important to know about self-care is that it doesn't take your problems away. It just gives you the energy to solve them or to deal with them. So it's not going to like make your life magically better. It's not going to suddenly make your problems disappear, because it doesn't. But what it's going to do is it's going to give you the means and the like mental capacity and the bandwidth really to face them head on. So the reason why we love to mention the importance of it as an entrepreneur is because, let's be real, we deal with chaos all the time in our businesses. There's always something coming and hitting you, and it's always usually unexpected and you just can't escape it. So you need to be like ready and you need to expect the unexpected. And so I just feel like practicing self-care and having these rituals every week, it doesn't have to be every day. I mean,
No.
we're busy, like it is hard, but having these rituals every week or whatever the case may be, maybe it's every month, they are going to make you feel better. And it also is a way to practice showing yourself love, which I don't know about anybody else, but like I deal with confidence issues all the time. And I do feel like as an entrepreneur, it's even more complicated because if you fail or if you mess up, I should say, you're for me, like, I'm like, oh, I messed up. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy to be a business owner. I'm not a good leader. I suck and this and that. And so you tend to lose faith in yourself, lose confidence in yourself. But by practicing self-care, you're showing yourself or your body or your mind love. And so eventually you're teaching yourself to love yourself and that you are worthy of being loved, even if it is by yourself, like, or from yourself, I guess. And so that's why it's important. It is so important to practice self-care. But like Laura and I said, it's so different for us, especially.
I feel like we have some not your norms.
And sometimes it's something so little. And then sometimes it's something big. So like, I'm going to go on the side of like huge pieces of self-care for me. So like, this is one that's like so extra and obnoxious. Well, not obnoxious, but like, it's just something that I need to do personally every couple of months, I would say, is to go on a girls trip. It's always just been such an important piece of self-care. I don't want my boyfriend there. I don't want like my family there. I love my family, but I just need to get away with the girlies and just like let loose. And the unfortunate reality is that sometimes we do have to take work with us. I'm hoping that will change once we have our new growth coordinator start today. But it's just either way, like I'm in a different location. I'm not just even being in that different, like that change of scenery, it helps me compartmentalize like the business and separate it from just my normal life, because they tend to blend a lot, like way too much.
Mm-hmm.
So just getting away with the girls, and like for me, like, and this is, do not like take this as actual advice because it's not, but like for me, like money spent on a girls trip doesn't count.
Girl math.
Like it's like, it doesn't count. Like nothing counts when you're on a girls trip.
That's not true.
It doesn't for me. Like I'm like, Laura knows I drop coin every time I'm on a girls trip, and I never ever worry like, oh, did I make a mistake? Oh, like, should I have saved this money? No. I'm on a girls trip.
I'm like the opposite. There was one night we went out to eat and we ordered so many shots, not realizing how much the shots were. And when the bill came, I was like, I take it all back. I wish I could go.
And I was like, it's fine. Let's go get more drinks somewhere.
But I feel like what you're trying to say is that the money, it's so important in the refueling process for you that it's like, whatever the money is money well spent.
Yes.
Girl math.
If it's good for my soul, then it's free.
It's free. If it's fueling me, it's free.
Yeah. No, I completely and it's something I feel like now, as I've been going on girls trips every year since I think 2021 at this point. So like we've been to Connecticut, we've been to Salem twice now. We've been going on these girls trips, and sometimes it is just like a normal other trip. Like we went to Florida last year. We're going again in February. But I feel like if I was to go a certain point without going on one, I would like start like freaking out.
Yeah.
Like
it also gives you something to look forward to.
It does.
That's a big thing. We always like in the really stressful moments, we'll be like, for example, this year we're like, Salem's only 3 weeks away. We can get through it. We can get through anything. So you have something on the other side to look forward to.
I think the change of scenery for me is like the most important component of that. Like for me, it is self-care for myself, like just taking myself away from the normal day-to-day routines that I'm in. And I'm a girly who really strives for routines. And I do think that they're good for me, but sometimes you just need to like completely launch yourself out of it and just do something that makes you feel good. And going away is definitely that for me.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I definitely think so. And if if you don't have the means to maybe take a trip, especially with the girls, if you have kids or whatever the case may be, something really important to note that Holly said was change of scenery. So it could be something extravagant as a girls trip, or if a change of scenery would be good for your mental health, it could be picking up your laptop and going to work at a park or by the dock, by the water. It could be anything, just a change of scenery. Checking yourself into a hotel room by yourself for a day to just have some peace and quiet. It can literally be anything, but I do think for most people, just getting out of the day-to-day routine, because like Holly said, we brought work with us. We brought the laptop, but it was really nice to be on my laptop in the Airbnb living room rather than in here or
It
at
was
home.
very nice. I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was nice. I think that's a good one for me. And I've said this before. I feel like my biggest self-care thing that is very, very outside of the norm is just having a day to play video games and not do anything else. Like put my phone in the other room, whether or not I'm gaming by myself, gaming with my boyfriend, my mom. But for me, it just really allows me to detach from work. My brain is focused on something else. Sometimes it's mindless gaming. Sometimes it's puzzles and problem solving and with things so that my mind is still stimulated, but something outside of work. Because I feel like even when I'm like watching TV or reading a book or whatever the case may be, it's really hard for me to fully detach from work. Like I'll be sleeping and I'll be like, oh my God, I just got an idea. I have to jot it down. But for some reason, when I'm playing video games, I can truly escape and my mind can solely focus on that one thing and I'm not thinking about work. And getting a chance for my mind to escape work is what self-care looks like for me. Like that's the definition of self-care for me, being able to fully attach, because when you have a 9 to 5, and I'm sure this isn't for everybody, because I know a lot of people do bring their work home with them mentally, which they shouldn't. But for 9 to 5, oftentimes you do get to kind of escape at the end of the day. You clock out and you can kind of escape in most cases. For us, work never truly stops. We're constantly getting bombarded with calls, texts, emails, things like that off the clock, thinking about things, getting letters in the mail that can be really stressful, just all sorts of things. So it's just really nice to have something where you can truly, truly detach for a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I feel the same way. Like I'll be watching TV or a comfort show or whatever. And believe it or not, I definitely need that from time to time. But I do feel like my brain tends to drift after a certain period. And then all of a sudden I'm thinking about work again. And I'm like, crap. But I definitely think like a rot day for me is something that is so important. And I don't get them too often. And I do feel like when I have a day where I have no plans, like where I have nothing on the calendar, it's hard for me to do this, but it is, especially if like there's anything out of place.
Yeah.
This is where I struggle. So like, and what I mean by that is like, let's say I have no plans for a Saturday and I'm like, I can like really relax. But then I wake up and there are like a few dishes in the sink and like, whatever, like the floors don't look super clean to me. And then my journal isn't up to date and my planner wasn't planned in for the day. All of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to do all of these things before I can truly rot. And what is a rot day? It's basic, and I didn't coin this, and I don't know who did. I got it from my mentor, Beth Eldridge. She was on the show. You guys know her, love her. She's amazing. But she was the one who kind of like coined it, or at least to me, a rot day. And it's just a day where you rot, like you do nothing. Maybe that means you stay in bed or you stay on your couch and you're laid up and you probably don't even get dressed.
I don't know.
Like, you know what I mean? Like
I don't even shower.
You're in your pajamas. Well, for me, like self-care is showering for me.
Okay.
I like to feel like super squeaky clean on a rot day. But regardless, like pajamas are going back on. Like I'm not, I am not. And so it's like that would include watching TV, napping. Like a ton of sleep for me is important on a rot day. Obviously watching like your favorite shows. For me, it's usually a rewatch. Like it's something that just is easy to consume. Sometimes I feel like if I watch like my thing right now is Alice in Borderland. I'm almost done. I didn't finish it yet.
Girl, what is taking you so long?
I haven't had a time, honestly. But like sometimes shows like, actually Alice in Borderland is not a good example because that one doesn't make me too uneasy, but there are certain shows that make me really uneasy and actually give me more anxiety, like Breaking Bad. I don't think I'll ever be able to revisit that show after the first watch because it like stressed me out. I could not binge it.
That's
I was
so
like,
funny.
turn it off. Like I am stressed. Like for me, it's usually a comfort show like Gilmore Girls or New Girl or The Office or Parks and Rec. Like it's one of those kind of shows where you can kind of just like enjoy the vibes, And that's what it looks like for me. Like, and my problem is that, again, if like there's things out of place in my life or at home or in the home, I'm like, I can't rot properly. So I've been working on that. I've been working on like not needing everything, all the circumstances to be perfect to enjoy a good rot, you know?
Yeah.
But for me, that is something like, I feel like a lot of people think like with like self-care, if you have a day off on a Saturday, it's like waking up and doing like a home reset and like lighting all these candles and, you know, like making sure your dishwasher's empty and then like doing a hair care mask, which those are all great things. Like if that's what it looks like for you, that's amazing. But I just want to make it known that sometimes it looks like laying in bed with a ton of snacks and like not doing anything and not showering and like not getting dressed and just like not, and like turning off the phone, like, you know, unplugging. Those are all perfectly acceptable forms of self-care.
Yeah, I totally agree. And it could sometimes be the typical things. Like I think for me, a pedicure. Going for a pedicure is a form of self-care, even if I have nothing going on. Like, I wanted to go get one this weekend and I asked my mom and she stops over the winter because she's like, well, my toes aren't going to be shown in the winter.
That's
and I'm
my
like,
mom too. And I'm like,
yeah,
what?
I'm like, that doesn't make sense to
No.
me. Like, I get it. But the act of getting the pedicure is self-care to me. Going for massages. We barter with a masseuse. So we go for massages every other month. That is such a good form of self-care for me because it's taking care of my body, taking care of my mind. It's, you know, the self-care could be something else that I want to really hit home on is self-care can be something where you're by yourself, or self-care can be when you're surrounded by other people. Like for a lot of people, I do think that people have this assumption that self-care has to happen when you're by yourself. But if you're an extrovert like I am, it can happen when you're with other people. Like for me, self-care is going to the movies on a Tuesday night with Holly, her boyfriend, and my boyfriend. That's a great form of self-care. You know, just having a movie night at home with my friends. For me, barbecue chicken. Yes. I refuel, like my soul gets refueled when I'm around people. And don't get me wrong, I like my time to rot by myself. I like my time, but overall I am an extroverted person. So being with the people I love also is a form of self-care for me.
Can't relate.
I know you cannot relate. I know. You're about to be like, nah.
I am so introverted. No,
you're like, I hate the movies with you.
No,
I hate barbecue chicken with you. It drains me. And then I have to rot from all the time I spend with you.
Yeah, our newest hyperfixation is barbecue chicken. It's like this delicious Korean barbecue place.
Oh my God, it's so good.
I want to go tomorrow. I have to talk to Justin.
Well, I went on Sunday and she literally was like, where's your friends? I literally went by myself because I was in the area because it's not that close. It's like a half hour away. And she was like, why are you here by yourself? Where are your friends today? I was like, oh, I'm just in the area. And she was like, tell your friends I said hi. I'm like, oh God, we are really regulars.
That is so cute.
She's not even the one that's always working.
That is so cute. I love that. Oh my gosh.
Wow. We have a reputation.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Yeah. No, I agree though. I actually do love our movie nights.
Do
and
you?
I do.
Okay.
I swear I do. I swear. But for me, I do find that I recharge better alone, like, you know, but then there comes a point where if it's too much, you're like, oh, okay, now I'm ready to be social. And then
you're like a bear that like hibernates in the winter. You're like,
and then I just need to come out for like one, you know,
need to see your shadow like the groundhog.
Yeah, just a little,
out,
like, you know,
9 more weeks of winter.
Right back in. That's exactly it. And so that's hilarious. And then sometimes for me, another thing, which this sounds, I don't know how to word this properly, but for me, sometimes self-care is something that is, how do I word this? Like it is a daily routine, like a daily task, I guess. So a couple of things for me that I should be doing every day that would make me feel better, that are so simple. Number one is praying. I feel like I don't pray enough. And that is like the primo, most important, like kind of self-care personally for me, because I always feel fueled after a good prayer. And sometimes it's like literally standing in the shower, just like talking the prayer out. And so that is something I want to incorporate every day. Like it and that's so tiny, like that takes seconds. You could do it while you're showering, while you're like doing different things. Another thing for me is doing my makeup. So I even said this. So my annual Halloween party was last on Saturday, and I like did my makeup, and I did a full beat, and I did a vampire makeup, and it was like very dark and creepy, and I did have like I drew like veins on my face. But either way, I sent a photo of myself to Laura and Ashley, and I was like, I think I should just like do vampire makeup every day. Cause like I'm telling you, it was like, I was like, I am a new woman. Like I can handle anything that life throws at me today. Cause I just felt so freaking good. But okay, maybe not with like the weird veins and the blood drip and stuff, but like just doing like that full makeup beat is like, for me, it felt so good for me.
Yeah.
I felt confident, and also like for me, makeup is a form of like, self-expression. And also it's a way for me to exercise like my artistic side, because like for me, I'm a very artsy person, and I'm a creative person, and I'm a lefty. And I feel like that might be why, I don't know. But regardless, like for me, like it's just, it exercises, it like just fires off all the right neurons in my brain where I'm like, I feel confident. I exercised my creativity today. Like I got to enjoy a little bit of art on myself. And, so just but why do I not make more time to do that every day?
I feel like it's because, again, it's all of these things that we're mentioning, like you said, they're a form of self-love.
Yeah.
And because we're such busy entrepreneurs, I feel like we are always pouring that love and attention outward, whether it be, because like, I don't know about you, but I feel like somebody always needs something from me. Somebody always needs something from me. And I know that sounds really negative, and I don't mean it to. But we just have a lot of people depending on us. So I'm pouring out, so I don't have time to pour in.
Yeah,
so
no,
like
it's hard.
and like all of these things that we're mentioning, they're easy, and some of them are quick and small, some of them are big, but they still take time. They still take time. And like, if I only have a certain number of hours or a certain amount in my cup to pour, if I'm pouring it all out and I don't have any time to pour it all inward. So it's kind of, and it sounds really cheesy, it's like the oxygen mask. You have to put the oxygen mask on yourself first. You have to put the makeup on your face first so you can feel confident and feel loved and feel beautiful before you can assist everybody else.
Yeah.
And I think that that's why we don't make time for it. Like for me, working out is a major form of self-care for me. I love it. I feel so good after a workout. I feel amazing. I feel confident. I feel powerful. I feel really strong when I do a good workout, but I don't make enough time for it because it's like, again, I'm not putting the oxygen mask on myself first. I'm not putting the dumbbell in my hand first.
I know the amount of times I have to yell at this girl, I'm like, we need to leave this office. And she's like, I just got like 2 more things to do. And I'm like, no, we need to go now.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I have a few more. No.
Yeah.
No,
she does.
No.
But then last week she was yelling at me to go. I pack up, and then she's in her office working, and I'm like, hello, you're yelling at me and you're still working. What are you doing?
Listen, life with entrepreneur is unpredictable.
It's unpredictable.
But yeah, so, but these like little like daily things like are so important to me. And so I'm not practicing what I preach, but I'm saying it because maybe this is what it's going to look like for you, is like doing a little bit of makeup every day, praying every day, like flossing your teeth every day. Like, I don't know, like they just make you feel good. Like what? Or make you feel accomplished even. Like for me, like when I floss my teeth, I'm like, oh yeah, I was an adult today.
Right. I made my bed. I was a big old adult.
Making my bed is just like, I cannot not make my bed. I'm like anal about that. But so anyway, all of that to say, like, these are things that typically you wouldn't think of as self-care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But for us, they are. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head right now. But why are we sharing this with you? Because we don't want you to think like self-care is something that isn't achievable, or as Laura said, like it's a buzzword. Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's like a buzzword. Like it sounds like that's like a fairy thing, like of self-care, but it's like, no, it could be something so small.
Yeah, I feel like, and especially in the age of social media, like I see it all the time. Like if you look up self-care, it's like the girlies and they're like tapping the friggin' bottle, and they're like, ooh, and they're like wetting
what about
their
the
face.
hand peels? Have you guys seen those where it's like the hand self-care videos where they're putting on like 18 different layers of wax and going like this and like doing like, I'm like, what are their hands?
Yeah.
Their hands.
Well, I think if anything, your hands probably need the most work. Like,
yeah, but at that point, you're going to have no skin left on your hands.
It's a little creepy for sure.
I'm not trying to judge if that is their self-care. That's cool.
I would like to try it.
I think it's nuts personally.
I would like to try it. Their hands always be looking like so like soft, like baby's bottom soft.
But then you're going to get a cut so easily, or like I need my calluses. I need my hands to be rough, you know?
Oh, no, I can't relate to that either, girl. No, absolutely not.
These hands can do things. But
I think you're nuts.
My point is that people would see those crazy hand videos and be like, I don't have time or money to buy 18 different hand creams.
No, I don't. I personally don't. But I think also another thing that's important to say is that we could easily say, we don't have time. We don't have time. We don't have time. But every so often you have to make time. Because this isn't like a classic case of like you're letting your calendar dictate you. And you need to make sure, like, if buying 18 hand creams and doing that whole thing is like your vibe, you have to make time to do it. If you have obviously the means to buy all the hand creams, and if that's what you want. But regardless, like, even with like, I could easily say like, I don't have time for a raw day. You know, this is going back to those like perfect conditions, or I don't have time to do my makeup in the morning. Everybody needs me, but it's about setting boundaries in your life. So I'm not very good at this. Like, I'm checking our Discord, you know, we run our communications with our employees on Discord. I'm checking that shit all the time to make sure like nobody's calling out, nobody needs me. And then, you know, we're also getting, you know, we have 180 something clients now on the rotation who are emailing and messaging. And it's like, yes, like these are crazy things, but can it wait until we get in at 8 a.m.? In most cases it can. And so I don't know why I'm like, you know, even in the morning when I'm getting ready, like that's my me time, but I'm still checking the phone. Like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
So it's really important to say like, yes, we're not telling you to like drop your entire life and like go and like perform all of these self-care rituals and like go for a walk and go on a girls trip and whatever else. But don't say like you never have time either. Like, make sure you work it into your life, like whether it's like every week or, you know, if it's something like a little thing daily or a bigger thing every 3 months or every quarter, whatever, you have to make sure that you are working it in and don't let your calendar like dictate whether or not you can actually do self-care for yourself, because then you are going to completely burn out and run dry and resent your business and resent everything in your life. And it just ends up like snowballing from there, and it can get really ugly. So you definitely want to make sure that you make time.
Yeah. And a really tactical way to do that is to schedule it. Put it in your planner. I did this, which we're going to do a whole episode about a Sunday reset, which I'm really excited for. But I finally did this yesterday. I said, I'm going to plan in my planner for the week today, because normally I wait till Monday morning. I'm going to plan in my planner today all the things I need to do. Then I'm going to sprinkle in when am I going to work out, and I'm going to schedule it so that, okay, on Tuesday, I'm going to a 5:45 kickboxing class. What does that mean? That means I have to pack up and leave work at 4:45. If it wasn't in my planner, I wake up on Tuesday and I say, okay, if I'm done with work in time, I'll go to 5:45 kickboxing. But if it's in my planner, I say, okay, no, I have to be done by 5:45 to go to, you know what I mean? To go there and to make it on time, because it's planned, it's scheduled. It's non-negotiable.
Yeah.
So you just got to plan it ahead of time.
Yeah. Yeah.
It kind of makes it seem unsexy to plan your self-care, but that's the only way that you're going to actually make it a priority.
Yep. So, you know, and we could do like a deeper dive into this, you know, for the sake of not making this video 10 years long. But I think that it's important, like you said, to like every week you sit down and you obviously like write your commitments, like your work commitments, your family commitments, like the things that are non-negotiable, right? And then you figure out, okay, where are there pockets of time here that I can do whatever this self-care looks like for me, whether it is taking that bubble bath or going for a walk with your friend or going out to the movies and to a restaurant, like, or, you know, when in this month can I plan a little 2-day trip with the girls, like whatever it is, but you make it work. And I think throwing it into your schedule is like the most, like if there's anything you take away from this episode, like schedule it. Like that's like the most important thing. Cause if you just say, oh yeah, I'm going to do it, I'm going to make time to like do this. Like I schedule my rot days. I've said this. I've said this on this show.
She's like, do not call me. Do not text me.
Do not.
The answer will be no.
Nope.
And I think setting boundaries is the biggest self-care flex is
like
setting
say
those
no.
boundaries.
Say no. And even like I have well, it's not really a rot day, but it's a day that I'm not talking to anybody. But November 1st, it falls on a Saturday. I've already planned it. I'm not doing shit except for decorating for Christmas. Like I'm pulling out the Christmas tree. I want to decorate early this year. Like Christmas brings me joy. This is a form of self-care for myself, is pulling out those decorations on November 1st. I already told the girlies, I was like, do not bother me. Do not ask me to go anywhere. Don't ask me to do anything. I'm not doing it. So,
you want to go get barbecue chicken on November 1st?
Oh my God, what's wrong with you?
I'm kidding.
We're going tomorrow. But anyway, so yeah. So just like plan ahead, tell your friends, tell your family, like, hey, I'm doing this on this day. I don't want to be bothered. Set those boundaries, like tell them you're not going to be available on this day or at this time because you have something else that you need to do. Like you have, whatever it is that you're doing.
Yeah.
So,
period. Well, this was good. This is a good reminder for myself.
It was.
As these episodes literally always are, because we always come at you with not having it figured out, but with the reminders that we need.
Yeah.
Like that's how we pick our episodes.
Yeah.
Like this is a reminder that I need. Okay, let's share it.
Yeah, literally.
Because we don't have it all figured out, and we're never shy about that.
No.
But yeah, I do think that a Sunday reset is definitely on the docket for soon, because I think that would go hand in hand with this really, really well. And also we're going to be having some really awesome guest episodes sprinkled throughout. So I'm really excited for all of that to come. But as always, connect with us on social media. Let us know if this was helpful, and let us know some of your forms of self-care. Maybe there's something that we didn't mention that we can add to our self-care list if it works for you. So please reach out to us.
So I can steal it.
So yeah, we get to steal your idea.
Another thing I want to quickly if you follow us, you would know this. But next week we are dropping our spooky horror stories. Horror stories. I was saying horrible. I was like, that's not right. Our entrepreneurial horror stories. Yes. So we started asking our entrepreneurial friends and you guys what like creepy or like horror things have happened, like cringeworthy, like things have happened to you as an entrepreneur since you started your business. We want to share your stories on the podcast. It will drop next week because we figure it's before Halloween. It's right before Halloween. It's like a perfect time to do a spooky horror stories post. We may or may not be in costume when we record.
Makeup, full beat.
And so it's going to be a lot of fun. But if you have a entrepreneurial horror story that you would like to share for a chance to be featured on our show, you can submit it to hustleduppodcast@gmail.com, or you can find us on social media. We are the Hustle Haven on social media, or Hustle Haven LLC. And you can always send us a DM too. Just let us know if you'd like us to keep it private. We're more than happy to drop names, make it private, whatever you want. But we definitely want to share some of those horror stories. Anyway.
Yeah, I really hope we get a lot of submissions because I'm excited.
Could be good stuff. Could be good stuff.
Yes. Well, anyways, as always, go have a kick-ass week, and we will see you for the spooky stories next week.